Hi, this video is for Nova Online Math 161, and today we're looking at section 2.1 topic of quadratic function. Identify the vertex, axis of symmetry, and determine the minimum or maximum value of the function. F of x equals -5 times x plus 3 squared minus 4. Notice this function is in transformation or vertex form. So this adding 3 inside the parenthesis will shift the graph left 3 units. And what about that -4 outside? That will shift the graph down 4 units. So when we identify the vertex of this equation, we're going to use that. Vertex, which used to be at 0, 0 at the origin, has been shifted 3 units to the left. So the x-coordinate is going to be -3. The y-coordinate, well, because it got shifted down 4 units, is now going to be -4. So the vertex is -3, -4. Now the axis of symmetry of a quadratic function, it always goes through the vertex, always goes through the x-coordinate of the vertex. So that will be x equals -3. So we found the vertex and the axis of symmetry. Now let's see if this function has a minimum or maximum, okay? In order to tell that, I want you to look at this leading coefficient. Notice that we have a negative leading coefficient, -5. So the graph will be reflected across the x-axis. It will be flipped upside down. So the parabola will be opening downward. So watch this for me. I'm going to sketch a graph. Okay, I'm just going to plot the vertex at -3. Go 3 to the left, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will have a point right there. But that will be the vertex of this parabola. And the graph will be opening downward from it because of the leading coefficient that is negative. So the graph goes downward. Now, will you call this point maximum or minimum of this parabola? That is the highest point of this parabola, right? So this graph has a maximum as its vertex. So we're going to say this function does not have a minimum, but the maximum value, and that's asking for how high it goes, right? So it does happen at x value of -3, but how high is this point? What's the y-coordinate of that vertex? And that is -4, right? So the maximum value is going to be -4. So if the graph opens upward, we would call that point the minimum value. But because this graph is opening downward, that makes the vertex the maximum point.